So when you got Bell's palsy, your eye is a little bit more shut. Part of your mouth is not moving, and your speech is more slurry. Okay, because you cannot open your mouth like I'm doing right now, and so as a result, people don't understand you as well. So even though I had that, and it was the second time, it was at night, I went to bed, I ended up getting up in the morning and thinking, what can I do now? So instead of panicking and go, oh my God, maybe I have a stroke or anything, I knew exactly what it was. So I wasn't panicking. And I spoke to my mom, and then I ended up going to the venue where I had to speak. And I mean, anything that could go wrong went wrong. The venue was not that good. The people that were organizing were late with organizing it. Instead of 40 people, there were like 5 people in the audience, The audio wasn't good. It was just everything wrong that you can imagine. Now, if you think about it, people are scared of public speaking.
Yeah.
And people are scared of making a fool out of themselves when it comes to it, or what they look like with their vein. Now, I wasn't scared of public speaking because I've been, in the industry and working on myself and having trained with Andy Harrington and other people on how to speak from stage for many years. So I wasn't. My concern wasn't even about making a fool out of myself. My concern was, how can I now? I got this big presentation. I need to address that because I cannot, when there's a room with 5 people in there, 5 people in the audience, you cannot do the same presentation as you do with a room of 40 people or more.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. It will come across non-authentic. And pushy. So, and because we had all those technical issues, I said to the people in the audience, you know what, instead of me doing this huge presentation here, we're going to do a workshop. So you guys are entrepreneurs. Do you guys do network marketing or anything you want to work on? And one guy said, yeah, he does network marketing, he wants to start his own business. So I started working with those people for an hour or so and doing a workshop style presentation, with an exercise and coaching and that sort of thing. And they loved it, And even though I had Bell's palsy, I just acknowledged it. Instead of being fearful about it, what people might think, I just acknowledged and said, look, I had a Bell's palsy attack. Part of my face is paralyzed, as you can see. My speech isn't as clear as it would be. So if there is something you don't understand because of it, let me know and I slow down my speech. But it all went well. And then after that, I went to the hospital, got the medication to, bring for the how do you put it? The antibiotic to ultimately go against the Bell's palsy, to bring down the swelling within my face and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that they really can do. They give you medication to bring down the swelling, and that's it. All the other stuff to heal is alternative stuff when it comes to that. Good diet, not stressing, looking after yourself, hypnosis, acupuncture, those things work for that. But I wasn't panicking. I did exactly what I was meant to do in that moment. And as a result, I ended up getting a new customer. And I wasn't even pushing hard in anything like a program or anything. I just said, for you guys, if you want to work with me, let's talk. And then this is how we can work together. And that's it. And I think it really comes down to being a cause rather than being in a situation where you are reacting.
Yeah.
Because too often we react instead of being at cause. When you are at cause, you're not reacting, you are actually managing your emotions. And you're managing your thoughts and your actions very carefully. And whereas people that are like the victims that are literally reacting, and then the reaction sometimes causes them more problems because they haven't thought through, they don't use emotional intelligence. So as a result, they get themselves into more trouble.
Yeah. Wow, that's just a clear demonstration of a positive mental attitude, isn't it, to situations? But that doesn't come natural to a lot of people, and they have to be trained into understanding how those vibrations and tuning into those frequencies can actually help them to get better results. Like you say, it actually engages your creative thinking as well. In your situation, you're thinking, okay, I'm in this situation, how can I adapt to the situation? So your creative mind gets into play. Say, look, you can do this in a different way to work with people, and ending up actually getting a better result, even though everything else around was going wrong, because someone else would have just folded or cried and just said, this is gone completely wrong. So that's an absolute amazing message to share, actually. Now, in terms of your provision, what do you do and how you can help our audience listening to this? So take us through your pitch and how people can actually work with you and even find you as well.
Well, the best way is I work with clients like small business owners, entrepreneurs, one-on-one, and also work with their, like if they got employees or anything, I'll also work out a program that trains their employees as well. And if they're overseas, I use normally Zoom, just like you use Stream, I use Zoom. And then the sessions are recorded, so they can always watch those sessions back and take the different learning, reflecting on it. And ultimately, with the way that the program is created, is ultimately 6 months as a minimum term.
Yeah.
And it's working with me one-to-one. Unless they have employees, then it's a combination of one-to-one with the owner and then one with the group.
Yeah.
And if they want me to coach their salespeople, will be there listening to the conversations there with the customer to find out where is the weakness within the conversation style, so that they can ultimately, I can give them constructive feedback to help them improve that. In their tonality, in their behavior, in the way that they use words, and so on. And there are 3 areas that I cover within my training. One is mindset, one is communication, and the other one is leadership. Within those 3 areas, there's a whole lot of different things that I cover, from reprogramming the subconscious mind down to how to improve your own way of communicating, to be more confident, to make more sales, to build trust, to handle complaints and turn a complaint into a sale, or even address something to have the customer being grateful for it. How to be a leader, how to ultimately be more transparent within your company, how you can improve your communication strategy within the company, so that ultimately you are much more efficient in working together when serving a customer, and so on. And also how you can get more repeat sales from your existing customers, looking at how can you project the value and the pricing in a better way, packaging your product and services better. And the best way to ultimately get started to discuss if they want to work with me weekly or fortnightly over the next 6 months or so, is by getting in touch through my website, which is dariocucci.net.
Okay, so I'll just put it up on the.
And the other one, I think you went through the booking page with me, correct?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So it's dariocucci.net, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or I'll give you the booking page link as well, so you can also share that with people for the discovery meeting. And the discovery meeting is literally the 30-minute meeting where I get to know you, who you are, what it is that you need help with the most, and give you some additional tips on how you can improve your own, sales ability.
Yeah.
So if you go through my website, you find out more about me and how I work, and then you can go through the booking, or you can go directly to the link bookme.name. And make your booking, and that way you have then a 30-minute conversation with me on Zoom. And like I said, I don't do the hard sell. It doesn't really matter to me. I want to work with people that are ready to work with me, that are entrepreneurs, that want to work on their mindset, that want to work on the communication skills and strategies, and they want to work on their leadership skills and strategies.
Yeah.
Because when those three areas are improved on, you can take your business to a different level, and it's not keep on like, oh my God, I need to fix this problem to make more sales. Instead, you don't need to fix the problem, you need to fix the cause. Once the cause is fixed, why you do what it is you do, connected with your subconscious mind, and you start to learn, how can I use emotional intelligence in my company? Then you will be surprised how easy or easier it will be for you to grow your business. It will be much more in harmony with who you are and what you want to create. It will literally create harmony within your life. You will end up having more time in your life for your family. You will be less stressed, and you can prevent from, health issues and other troubles occurring, because you are ultimately attacking not the symptom, you're attacking the problem by the root cause. And a lot of the problems that we are making are of our own doing. And we need to address the cause, though, because the cause is the reason why we're doing it. If you are creating drama in relationships, regardless if they are private relationships or business relationships, but let's say you got that internal belief, the only way that someone shows you love is by you arguing with them. So if you believe is that my mom only showed me love when I argued with her or fought over something, then I got attention of my mom, that's love. And you got that from an early age. And now you're a CEO of a business. You got maybe 5, 10, 20, 50 people under you. And all those people are fine, but you don't feel love unless you argue with them, and then you make up in a way of, apologizing, and that's love for you. So as long as you identify that behavior as, first I need to argue, then I apologize, and that means love, that's a symptom, right? That behavior is the symptom, but the belief is, when I get attention through arguing and fighting, that is love, which is totally incorrect. It's incorrect because love is unconditional. But how else should that person know unless they reflect on it and are willing to change their behavior on a subconscious level, they will never know, because that is their normal reality. And that normal belief that they have, their reality will affect everything from private relationships down to business relationships. And so that's why it's so important to look at the cause and fix that, and not just the superficial thing where we go, well, you need to be more patient, you need to be better at communicating. Those are all important things, but you first need to look at the cause. And so that's why it's so important that when the people that come to me understand that, because unless you understand that, unless you get that, it does not make sense, because everything else that you do on the other level will be compromised as long as you have not addressed the cause. So you will get some progress happening, but you will fall back into the trap over and over again, because your subconscious mind is always stronger than your conscious mind. You might even ask yourself, why do those things always happen to me in your life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why it's so important. So look, I look forward to hearing from the people that listen to the podcast and reach out to me. And if there's anything that they want to ask, they can do that during the discovery meeting. Absolutely.
Dario, it's been an absolute pleasure, speaking to you. You've got a lot of golden nuggets there that you've shared with us, and I can see a lot of value from deep within that people can actually get, working with you, to actually working on themselves first, because like you say, unless people work, from within themselves, then that's how they can actually turn out to be the best version of themselves. And working on the subconscious, like you say, is just so powerful to clear out all those blockages or limiting beliefs, so that you can start to look at life in a more positive way in order to achieve people's results. Is there any last words of wisdom that you'd like to share before we finish?
Well, I mean, it really, the only thing that I can say is your time is of great value, okay? And if you right now are in business and you're losing customers and you are sick and tired of chasing your customers, then maybe it's time for you to change the approach. Maybe it's time for you to stop what you're doing, reflect on it, and go, how can I apply myself better to create the kind of business that ultimately drives itself, rather than me having to keep on driving it?
Yeah.
And how, and ask yourself that question, and then, come and see me during the discovery meeting that I have. More than happy to give you some insights on how you can improve it. And if we are a good fit to work together, then great. And if not, if there's anything that I can help you with, I'm be more than happy to share that with you during the meeting.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much, Dario. Again, a pleasure speaking to you, and thanks for coming on the podcast. And I'm sure we'll catch up with you very soon as we follow your work as well. So hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks again for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Alex. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.